Mr. Pasquarella, this is your fiancé's brother.
Yes.
And you have a whole story about how he stole your rental car.
Yes.
He's got a whole different story.
Okay.
Hello. How you doing?
One that sounds a little more plausible to me, but I'm not drawing any conclusions. Now, you rented a car.
Yes.
You claim he stole the car.
Yes.
And he got it impounded.
Yes.
Who did you rent the car from?
Pacific Nissan?
Let me see the paperwork. Does your friend work in that rental car company?
No.
Do you know anybody who works there?
No.
It was just a stranger.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you want to tell me who he knows there?
From my understanding, it was one of his friends who got him the deal on the rental car. So,
Tell me about the deal on the rental car.
well,
Mr. Martinez.
As far as the deal on the rental car is concerned, so the whole scenario was,
No. What made you think that he knew someone at the rental car place?
because he had said so.
He said so.
Yeah.
Tell me a month that this happened.
Probably a couple months prior to that, I mean, he was talking to me and he was telling me how he had a friend at the car rental place and whatnot.
At a car rental place.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Keep talking.
And
keep talking.
So, yeah, he had explained to me that he had a friend at a car rental place. And then later on, I guess, a situation that came up to where he was going to go up to LA to visit some family. And he had some equipment that he wanted to take up there that he was going to sell to his friend of his.
What kind of equipment?
Some like tools and whatnot that he was selling to one of his friends up in LA.
Did he mention the name of the friend to you?
No, he didn't.
Uncross your arms.
Sorry.
Very good. So we had some stuff that he was going to take up with
Well, that's what I was told. And
But told by whom?
by Chris.
He said so he had some tools in the car.
Well, like I said, they were heading up to go visit the family, and on the way he had some tools that he was going to sell to a friend of his, but it would took up all the space in the car. So from my understanding, that's when they rented the car so my sister could drive up with the kids. And
So your sister has 3 children.
yes,
So your understanding was that they were going up to visit family in Los Angeles.
yes, ma'am,
On the way there, he was going to sell some tools or stuff to a friend of his.
yes, ma'am.
But because there would be no room in the car for your sister and the 3 kids, they were going to use this rental car company to rent a car. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And he asked you to drive
Yes, ma'am.
the rental car.
Yes, ma'am.
You were staying with them at the time.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, how long had you been staying with your sister?
So roughly about 2 months.
And you weren't working at the time.
No, ma'am. I was kind of like, I just lost my job. I just lost the place where I was staying at. So, I had talked to my sister and she said, you can stay here until you get on your feet. And that's what I was working
In
towards
what
doing.
month was that?
That was in October.
So you moved in October, and you weren't working in October?
No.
And you weren't working in November?
No, ma'am.
They have a large enough space for you to stay? Do they have an extra room?
I was staying in the living room on the couch.
Do any work around the house?
Yeah. I
Like
mean,
what?
clean up, do dishes, make food for the kids when I can, or
Does your sister work?
no, she doesn't.
Okay, so you and your sister spent some time alone together?
Yes.
That was nice?
Yes. Of course.
Okay.
It's my sister.
Yeah. So he rents this car.
Well, he wanted me to drive up. He asked me to drive. Or initially, he asked me to drive up because my sister didn't want to drive up there. She's like the first 2-lane kind of driver. She's not. She don't like the freeway. It's a long drive to LA. And I asked him, but I told him at the time I was having issues with my license and whatnot.
You weren't having issues with your license. You wrote that you had issues with your license. Either you have a license or you don't have a license.
Well, it just got pulled, and I was in the process of trying to get everything squared away to get it back.
Okay, so you didn't have a license.
Yes.
So you're not supposed to be driving a car when you have no license.
Yes, ma'am.
So now you're driving the rental car and he's driving.
Well, see, the whole thing was like, he asked me and I was like, I couldn't. And he asked me again and I couldn't. And he asked me again and I was just like, he goes, look, what if I just follow you up there? And you got to worry about nothing. And I'm like, all right, let's go. Let's just go, So we go. And on the way up there, I ended up losing him on the freeway and whatnot. And when I got off to figure out where we were at and where we were going, unfortunately, I got off the freeway right into a checkpoint. So mind you, not having my license, and I went through the checkpoint. It was a driver's license DUI checkpoint just before the holidays. And now I'm going through here, and I get taken in because I had a warrant out of San Diego.
Warrant for what?
Unpaid ticket, so failure to appear. I had the warrant. So they took me in.
Oh, what kind of ticket?
Oh, it's a traffic ticket.
Speeding, moving violation,
Oh,
not
right,
a moving violation.
It was for not having my license.
Another time you didn't have your license.
Yep.
Now we're getting somewhere.